Well, Michael, make no bones about it, that's a very disappointing result today where you got off to the best possible start, but it's ended in the worst possible result.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head, Joe. Disappointing is probably how you sum up today. I think first 10 minutes, yeah, like I said, we started really well, which is probably different for us in recent weeks. We've usually started on the back foot, but going 1-0 up here, you should take control, and we never really did that today. I think we were a bit nervous after that. We got deeper, we allowed them, and then, like I said, we've come unstuck really.
You look at the manner of the goals that your team have conceded, how concerning were they? Because this was always going to be a game, given the way that the pitch is, that was going to be decided on set pieces, mistakes. The first one's just come from a straight ball into the box from the corner. The second one's come from a second phase where your team, for whatever reason, just haven't cleared their lines.
Yeah, I think it summed us up today. I think that wasn't the only time that's happened today. We say it, I think they're two soft goals that we've given away today, and they know it in there. We spoke about it. They're the fundamentals. You have to have the desire to go and put your head on the ball at both boxes, foot on it where it might hurt you times. And it's look, the two occasions we didn't do that today, we got punished, and rightly so. I think you can't do that at this level and expect to get away with it.
You never win games off of league tables. Your side were obviously 11 points ahead of Lye coming into this game, but do you feel that your team did enough in the end to get something from the match?
No, not at all. There's no bones about it, Joe. Very poor today. If we sum it up, there was 8 or 9 of us that were below par, quite way below par. And this is the thing: if you don't turn up to teams that are scrapping and fighting for life, as much as we know this from last season, then you will get turned over. And if I'm being honest, we got probably what we deserved today. Like I said, I think have we come in with this game a bit of complacency, maybe thinking we'll just turn up and walk all over them and leave with the points. So it's a learning curve. It's got to be. We've got to now bounce back and look forwards. And like I said, we've got a massive game Boxing Day, and we have to make sure that we're at the races for it.
I appreciate we're speaking immediately after full time, but what would you put that drop off in performance down to? Because you had a great win on Thursday, such a morale boosting win, good performance against Peterborough as well, and there just didn't seem to be those levels of energy today.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to blame fixture schedule because I don't think it's relevant. Like I said, it's annoying to have a game on a Thursday night, but look, you should be coming into this game with a buzz after Thursday night. You know, if you've picking up medals, which is so hard to come by through your career, and if that doesn't drive you forward to bring a good positive attitude, then I don't know what will. And so we started really well, and then they've obviously equalised from a poor mistake from us to give them a corner, then poor marking straight in, and then I think we just got a bit nervous, Joe. I think we kind of went into our shell a little bit and was very quiet out there. No one really wanted to take charge of the group, lead the group. We can't really do that from the side. So it takes someone on the pitch. There's a bit of experience in there, but no one really took charge and organised. So, like I said, disappointing because we really got what we deserved.
First and second balls seemed to be a problem at times today. Lye were landing on a lot of them, and those Bleu McNeil throws, which your team have become so synonymous for, you just didn't seem to be able to get onto the end of them. How much did you miss Tariq and Jarvis in that respect?
I think it's quite evident, Joe. I think you've hit the nail on the head. You know, if we're not picking up them second balls, them scrappy bits a second where they were, it just puts them in the ascendancy. They were putting balls in behind us, they were squeezing up, they were getting the ball away from their goal, and we haven't done that well enough today at times, and probably the whole game. And yeah, look, we sit here, we talk about Jarv and Tariq being big misses, and we're kind of seeing the evidence of that now. You know, I think especially with Jarv, he drives that team forward. He's the leader on the pitch. He wears the armband, he wears it on his sleeve, and like I said, he drives everyone, and we just didn't have that today. And when the toughs got going recently, we've kind of lacked a bit of that. So look, it's massive for us, but this group needs to stick together now, and we've got games coming up thick and fast. They need to regroup. They need to find it within themselves and pull themselves out of this.
It's clear that your team are stuck in a bit of a rut at the moment. You go into this Boxing Day game against Corby, big crowd expected at Hayden Road. Do you almost need that big local derby and that atmosphere to get the players up for getting back on the right trail?
Yeah, I think so. I think, like so, it comes to a local derby, form comes out the window. I think it's whoever's going to want it more on the day, and we've got to make sure that we prepare right and we turn up with the right attitude, that we're going to give everything we've got. We're not going to make it easy for them like we've made it easy for Lye today. It's exciting. Like you said, it's a local derby on Boxing Day. It'll be a big crowd. Everyone will be there. We'll have our home fans pulling us through like they always do, and we're going to need that again. this group, like I said, I think they're a bit fragile at the moment. I think we've obviously gone a large period now without picking up a win, and these are the games you can really bounce off, and if you can get a result, it will really project you right way.
Just to finish off, a two-part question in terms of the squad. We mentioned Tariq and Jarvis earlier. How close are they to return? And also Ryan Hughes, where's he at the moment with his recovery?
We're hoping Ryan will be early in the new year, but once again, it's a case of we have to manage Ryan coming back in. It's another long layoff for him. The other two, obviously, Jarvis got some minutes on Thursday night, but he just wasn't right. He could feel it again, and the same with Tariq. He's just not 100%, and for us, it's difficult because you can't throw them in and risk losing them long term. So it's very difficult at the moment. But like I said, it shouldn't matter. We shouldn't be relying on two players. Boys should be willing to step in and make that shirt their own. So when they come back, it's hard to take them out. And I'll be honest, at times today, you could have taken 8-9 of the players off today, because if we look on the balance of it, we're very poor. So look, it's headaches we have. But I said we can do so much off the ball and on the tactics board, but when they cross that white line, they've got to do it themselves.
We'll have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you again on Boxing Day.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Bleu, thanks for coming to speak to us after what's a very frustrating result here at Lye today. Can you just give us your overall assessment after that one?
I don't even know where to begin, to be honest. I mean, we're pretty much in a rut. Let's not beat around the bush. And we all said, perfect day for it. Perfect day to come and get ourselves out of it. We've gone 1-0 up early. I think we've dropped off, and it's come from 2 set pieces, I believe. And we've just let the ball bounce in the box, and they've tapped it in. As a defender, personally, it's disappointing. We can't give them chances away and expect to win games of football, do you know what I mean? The manager sets us up right, and we just, as lads, we need to look at ourselves in the mirror, and that's what I've said to them, the lads in the changing room, do you know what I mean? We've got to be men and stand up now. It's just disappointing, long old drive, perfect game to bounce back, and we've not took the opportunity.
Can you put your finger on why that one slipped away? Because as you say, you got into a great position, 1-0 up after 7 minutes against a side who themselves have been really struggling, and it's just 2 goals conceded where it's not necessarily from their quality. We've just shot ourselves in the foot.
No, yeah. Comes down to desire for me, personally. Desire to want to win the ball. And it's in both boxes. How many times today the ball's bounced in their box and we've not counted on it? Bounced twice in our box and never won it. It's football. And it's hard to swallow, especially when you got a bunch of lads in there, a bunch of winners. You know what I mean? And what kills us the most? I think we've put ourselves in such a good position at the start of the season to where we are now. Well, I think it will be 6 points from the bottom 3. You know, and we don't want to get dragged into.
I think it's 8 points away now.
It's 8 points, is it? See, 8 points. We look from where we was at the start of the season. Now it's chalk and cheese, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's just disappointing.
I was going to ask as well about the balls bouncing around in their box in particular, because we all know about your weapon with the long throw. Can you just give us a bit of an insight on the strategy, where you direct those throws, who's circling around, who's tasked with finishing them off, I guess? Yeah,
so today he's asked us all to stay out the back and then just attack the ball at the front post, which we did. And I think we've won a few of them, and the ball's bouncing around, and they've just, again, comes desire, like I said, and I think they've just wanted it more, cleared the ball up the pitch. It happens in our box, they score from it. It's football, it's one of them things. It's just disappointing, really disappointing. And I think the only ones that can drag ourselves out of it are us as players. Because really, what we're missing, I know we're missing a few key players and whatnot, but the lads in there are good enough to win games of football. You seen it on Thursday night against a good Peterborough team. So, again, it's only us that can get ourselves out of it.
And I suppose with those 2 goals that you conceded in that first half, it makes it even more difficult coming out in the second half against a Lye team who, given their position, are happy to sit on what they've got. They had almost everyone behind the ball, and it's almost impossible, isn't it, to break that down at times?
Yeah, exactly. They've got a big old lump at centre half. He's header and everything. Jams is fighting up there by himself. It is difficult. And like you said, they're in their position where they are in the lead. They're going to sit back in and defend. And fair play to them, they've done it. They got their game plan and stuck to it, and it worked for them. They've ended up coming away with the 3 points, unfortunately for us. But that's football, isn't it, I suppose? We just got to regroup, go again, and like I said, look at ourselves in the mirror, have Christmas off, come back Boxing Day, and we need a massive, massive performance Boxing Day.
How important is that Boxing Day game against a local side like Corby? They're in a bit of a rut themselves. They've lost again today. 2 local sides in front of what should hopefully be a great crowd at Hayden Road.
You've just said it yourself. It's a local game, local derby, both in a bit of a rut. it don't get much bigger than that, does it? Do you know what I mean? If you, as players, if you can't get yourself up for them sort of games, and Boxing Day as well, it's going to be loads there. It's massive, massive for the club, massive for us, and massive for the fans. Do you know what I mean? It's bragging rights as well at the end of the day. So hopefully, lads, dust himself off. Have a good Christmas. Boxing Day, we come back and we do some business.
Well, I appreciate you coming to speak to us in the midst of your illness. Have a nice Christmas yourself, and we'll see you on Boxing Day.
You too. Thank you very much.